Hey guys. Oh, I'm close again. So anyway, finishing that discussion. So when I started, dating and everything, because of my hobby, it's so expensive, and I know it's a different type of hobby for most people. I wanted to disclose that, right away. I'm gonna say this, and I will probably say this a lot in a lot of my videos. Finding out who you are, accepting who you are, flaws and strengths, weaknesses, loving yourself for who you are, changing the things about yourself that you can change, not worrying about the things that you can't change, allow you to be more confident, allow you to be more strong in the world, allow you to be able to handle more criticism, and allow you to just embrace who you are. And some people are just born with that. Some people are just, it's just like, for me, my grandmother just put that in my head from since I was a little girl. She always told me, and I tell you guys this all the time, that a person is going to feel the way that they feel about you. You cannot change the way one thinks about you. If a person don't like you, they're not going to like you, no matter if you give them $10,000, if you give them $100,000. I can sit here and give my enemy today my most expensive doll in here to try to make them like me and enjoy my channels and give me thumbs up and all that stuff. And if they really don't like me, they're just not just going to pretend to get what they can get, and then they're just still not going to like me. So I've got over that part, and as I get older, I become more bold with it. Now, do I go out and just like tell everybody in the world that I collect dolls and lifelike looking dolls that look so real that makes you kind of half insane? No, I don't do that. And I don't do it because I don't feel like inviting everybody into my happy space that may or may not understand it. I just don't have the energy to explain, don't want to, don't feel like it, and I'm not. But shall they find out? Oh well, whatever. So a lot of, I see this a lot on videos about the dating, so that's why I thought I would bring it up, that part of it. And because it's such an expensive hobby, I told them straight up, hey, I have a hobby. It's different from a lot of, the average hobbies. And I collect dolls. And of course, first thing you say when you say that you collect dolls, I don't know about you guys, but the first thing that comes to their mind is like porcelain dolls or something. Maybe that's the mature doll to collect. I don't know. Or that's the common, I should say, type of doll that people collect is porcelain dolls. I have to be very careful with her head because it is still floppy and it's heavy, and I don't ever want it to have any issues. So but so that's the first thing that people think of when you say that. And then when I show them the pictures, they're like, oh my gosh, that's not a doll. And I'm like, it is a doll. And they're like, it's not. I'm like, it is. And then you got to go through the whole spiel and shebang bang of that. But I let them know because I wanted them to realize that whether I'm in a relationship or not in a relationship, I have an expensive hobby, and there's going to be a time that a doll is going to come up, and it might be $2,000, and I'm going to buy it if I have it. And I don't want anyone telling me that I can't, or they don't think I should, or they don't want me to, because then that's going to be a problem. Okay. It's like one little piece of hair. There it is on her that I just got on her when I... But this little happy giggly bunny is what it says. And let me see how I can zoom in. Let's see. But anyway, so yeah, so I told them about it, and they were okay with it. You know, when, and I say this and I say it somewhat lightly, because I don't want anyone to ever feel like, oh, my husband or my boyfriend doesn't accept my hobby, so he must not love me. But I'm just saying that there are times where it comes to a point when someone loves you, they will, you know, come around. If they don't instantly. I've just been fortunate enough to where they just instantly said, if it makes you happy, you know, that's all that matters. And I'll have to get into that later, but yeah, so I think that having such a hobby, any type of hobby, is just what it is. It's a hobby, and we should be able to enjoy it, and we should not have to explain it or think so hard about why we do it and all that. I found myself doing that like before at one point, and that's why I kind of got away from the old bottom of her feet. That's why I kind of got away from answering people, you know, or trying to tell people about my hobby and having to explain why. Because as you try to explain why, it makes you kind of start trying to think of really why. And then you start trying to find things that's not there. Like I was trying to think like, why am I so deeply involved with these dolls? Do I want to, is it because I deep down want a baby, or, you know, or is it because of this that happened in my life, or is it that, because people give you all these issues and they diagnose you with all this stuff when you know, have this hobby. And I don't know, but I've met some people that was so sweet and they instantly got it, and they didn't like say, oh my gosh, why, or how come, or what are they for, or is it a project? And then for the most part, most of those people, I found out later that somewhere in their life they used to play with dolls. So they're not afraid of the dolls, number one. And then two, most women that actually see these dolls in person, it's easy when you're off camera and you're like just looking from afar not to get it. But when people see the dolls in person, I found, and actually hold them, they're like, oh my God, I could totally be in love with this. One of my coworkers, she actually came back to me after Lizzie had came, and she said, those babies just make me want to just hold a baby so bad. And I was just like, I thought it was so cute. And there has been people that said, oh my God, it just makes me want to have one. I don't know why, but I just want to have one of those dolls. And then I think that is what our community has became so mixed up with too. And not that it's a bad thing, but I think a lot of people have stumbled across the hobby, saw them and thought, oh, these are cute, I want to collect these, blah, 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 blah. And they'll collect them a little bit. And then they start seeing us doing all this stuff with them, and they're like, why are they so they going too far with it? Or, you know, this is, it's just a doll. I mean, they taking it too serious or whatever. And it's kind of because they wasn't really into the hobby itself, but just saw something that they like, and you know, it's just like a fad for them, or just a phase in their life that they're going through. They're not really deep down doll collectors, so they don't really necessarily get it sometimes. And then there's people that don't collect dolls that get it because they're just open-minded people. So you're gonna run across a whole bunch of different people, and that's why at the end of the day, it is so important that you know who you are, accept who you are, embrace who you are, and understand that everybody's not going to understand it, everybody's not going to like it, but it's not about them, it's about you. It is just, you know, one of those things. It was something I was just about to tell you guys, and I totally just lost my train of thought really quick, like, and I don't know how that just happened to me, but I did. So now my video is, I only got a few minutes and I've forgotten what I was about to tell you guys in regards to this topic. Man, she is so freaking sweet. I'm sorry, but this is absolutely, she's my favorite baby. I hate to say that. She's my favorite baby. But she really is. I love Jade. Jade is my favorite full body. And Jade is, I wouldn't trade Jade for the world as far as, you know, her scope and all that stuff, but I'll be honest with you, Lizzie is like my number one. Is that crazy or what? Confessions of the soul. What was I going to tell you guys? And I just forgot so fast. I don't know, but anyway, I'll see you guys later. This is going to end.